Hi, it's Alex from Tutoring Heroes. Need a little bit of help with your maths? Well, hopefully this video will make things a little bit clearer. Let's go and have a look and see.
In this lesson, we're going to look at Pythagoras' theorem. Pythagoras was an ancient Greek philosopher and mathematician, and he found if you want to find the length of a right-angled triangle, you can use a squared plus b squared equals c squared to help you. So our checklist says, remember that the longest side is always going to be opposite that right angle. To find the long side, you square both numbers together, add them, and then find the square root of that total. To find a shorter side, so on this question here, you square both numbers together, you then subtract the smaller from the larger, and then you find the square root of the result. So let's have a look. In question 1, it says find x. So this is the long side because it's opposite the right angle. So we know that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 5 squared plus 12 squared equals x squared. We don't know what x is yet. So 5 squared is 25 and 12 squared is 144. That's going to give me x squared. I then have to add together the two numbers to 169. And then I find the square root of that number to find x. Because in algebra, if you take something the other side, you have to do the inverse. So the inverse of squaring is the square root. And the square root of 169 is 13. Don't forget it's in centimetres, and that gives you your answer for question 1. So now I'm going to do question 2, and I'm going to find a short side, so it's going to be slightly different. So find y. I know that y squared plus a short side 8 squared, remember the longest is always opposite the right angle, equals the long side squared. So y squared I'm actually going to leave over here on its own, and I'm going to have 10 squared. Remember, we're going to do the inverse. I'm going to take away 8 squared. So now I do the same thing again. Y squared equals 100, figure it out, and then 8 squared is 64. Remember, we're going to subtract the smallest from the largest. That's going to equal 36. Then we're going to do the inverse to find y. So the inverse of squaring is to square root, and that square root of 36 equals 6 centimetres. So then I found y. So you may be given a question about an isosceles triangle. I've told you that Pythagoras' theorem can only be used with a right angle triangle. But an isosceles triangle means that two of the sides are exactly the same. So it can actually be divided equally in half, giving you two right angle triangles. So I now want to find what h is. So if I know that h, which is going to be one of the shorter sides, squared, plus, now I have to half this because I've taken half the triangle, 4 squared equals my longest side squared. Remember, the longest side is opposite that right angle. Don't forget you must half that bottom length because you're only doing half of this isosceles right now. So then, if I take the 4 the other side to find out what h squared is, I'll do 10 squared, take away 4 squared. I'm actually trying to find a short side, so I subtract, find out what 10 squared is, take away 4 squared, which is 16. That will give me the answer of h squared being 84. I now need to do the inverse to find out what h is, so the inverse of squaring is to square root. And the square root of 84, I would have to use a calculator for to find out that it's 9.165 centimetres. And that is going to be the height of this isosceles triangle. Hopefully This has explained how to use Pythagoras' theorem for right angles triangle, and occasionally if you get asked the height of an isosceles triangle. Don't forget, the longest side is always opposite the 90-degree right angle. To find a long side, you're going to add together the squares, and if you're going to find the short side, you're going to subtract together the squares to find out the square root later on. Good luck!
Thanks for watching this video today, brought to you by Tutoring Heroes.